This has the makings of a classic. Melbourne Storm, 4 wins, 3 losses. Warriors, 5 wins, 2 losses. Anzac Day. Sean Johnson, perhaps in the form of his career. Harry Grant along with Nick Meaney. We're on our way. Sit back and enjoy. And it's Adam Fanua-Blake who gets things going. And 4 of them there to meet him. It's been tremendous for Fanua-Blake, over 100 metres a game. The Warriors have had 2 wins in this game. Famous ones, 2014 and the first one in 2011. Jazz Tavanga in the starting front row once again. Freddie Lussick in for Wade Egan, who's not available. Tohu Harris never tasted victory against Melbourne as a Warriors player. All right in their corner, back from that suspension. Klugstad as penetrating a run as any in that set. Johnson's kick, at least it's got some distance on it. The man who absolutely tore the Warriors apart last year, Xavier Coates, manhandled to start things off. Munster chiming in a dummy half. Justin Olam returns. After he had his colours lowered against Manly, but you know he'll be back. Eli Katoa, 46 games for the Warriors. Back in top form. It's Welsh for Munster. Goes down the arrow running a hard line. Look at the numbers there though for the Warriors. Grantlow on the last of Munster. Olam. And no panic from this Warriors team.
Trent, bring the ball up when you play it.
And we say hello to a man who had the best seat in the house while the commemorations were going on. Jake Duke, hello Jake.
Good evening gentlemen, good evening everyone at home. A happy Anzac Day to you all. A perfect night here in Melbourne for this annual clash. About 20 degrees, nice and dry with no wind or rain around it. A sellout crowd in the house as well. About 24,000 fans here. The majority of them will want to see the Storm continue this incredible run over the Warriors. 13 straight victories, but as Andrew Webster said in the pre-game, the past is done. This is a new Warriors team with newfound confidence. Can't wait to see what they produce tonight.
Indeed, yes, 2015, the last time the Warriors beat the Storm anyway. Tavanga almost away. Liero just holds on. Johnson to the air. Watene Zelezniak coming through. Meaney can't hang on to it. Munster is offside.
Storm community here. Play the ball here.
Had to do it, Munster.
Yeah, really nice set there from the Warriors. The interchange of pass between Tavanga and that man there, Tohu Harris. And on the end of it, a wonderfully weighted kick, and Zelezniak up above Mooney there, welcoming the collision, and a great result from a Warriors side that has not looked overawed and clicked straight into gear after the ceremonies. They are up and about. Fanua-Blake now carrying hard.
Well, one thing they haven't done this year is start games well, but they can do that right here. Lussick with Katoa steaming up on his former teammate, and Tavanga letting him know he didn't quite make full contact. Now it comes out for Johnson. Back in here for the impressive Jackson Ford. Just held on to. And Meaney in no rush to get off. 6 more tackles. Fanua-Blake plays it. They rush up on Johnson, the quick hands. Not clinical. Klugstad coming away with it though. That's only tackle 2. And he's well aware that Cam Munster likes to steal the ball, not letting it happen. Oh, beautiful bit of trickery there from Johnson. And now Ford goes for it and scores! Incredible! We said last year's Warriors, they're off to a flyer. Jackson Ford, what a start!
Yeah, beautiful ball playing from Sean Johnson through the centre of the field. Just watch what it does to Christian Welch. We'll see it here. Johnson so deep and direct with great tempo, and Christian Welch just caught in field court, ball watching It put his edge under pressure, and Remus Smith racing out of the line opened the space for you right down the former Dragon forward. Boy, what a start to the year he's had, and the experienced Dylan Walker going deep into the line. He isolates forward on Jerome Hughes, who just drops his head a fraction. The athleticism of Ford on the outside, too much to handle. And Jackson Ford, what a start it's been for the Warriors, picks up their first try of the evening.
Wasn't Johnson just mesmerising?
There's very few players that can go to the line at that speed and still cause indecision in the defensive line. I think back to Jason Smith. Jason Smith was the player, you know, coming through the late 90s, early 2000s that could mesmerise defence at almost walking speed. Johnson just did it miraculously. That was beautiful vision.
For his first year with the Warriors, he's an 80-minute player this year. They worked out he needs to play the lot. When he was at the Dragons, he was primarily coming off the bench. They had only scored the first try once all year, and Johnson makes it 6-0, and we haven't played 6 minutes.
That's exactly right, Dan. Andrew Webster said that about Jackson Ford. He said he's one of the fittest guys at the club, but you have to leave him out there. He's not an impact player. He's a workhorse. He needs to get into a game, and that's exactly what he's done with him at his time starting here in the Warriors. He's been a starting player in all of their games and making a habit on that left edge of being a real solid player, and he gets the Warriors off to a good start here in this game.
Thank you, Jake. So cashing in with their first opportunity. Stun this crowd. It's Vanilla Blake well handled again. Strong start though. Getting them going as Ford follows up his try with an excellent run.
Interesting that Craig Bellamy held back Asper Solomona after coming back into the side at the moment. The Warriors forwards to start this game are simply overpowering and out enthusing the Melbourne side as Welsh tries to regain momentum.
On his fourth run. Harris at the line, a little too risky there. Corday couldn't handle it. So just like that, the door opens for Melbourne.
Had to hang on to it. Set up the points. Beautiful short ball there from Tohu Harris. He has to know that that's one of his strengths. A new combination, but Corday needed to be better there. That was a really good opportunity to get one-on-one, get some momentum, get some ruck speed for Johnson to kick on the back of. And a turnover and a timely one for Melbourne.
Jake mentioned it's about 20 degrees right now. Got to about 25 earlier in the day. The conditions could not be any better. The pitch in good order as well.
Melbourne's back onto the right here.
See that stat? Only had it once. Hughes. Ford not falling for the dummy. So what have the Storm got here? Remus Smith out of dummy half. Most of their damage this year on the left side as Welsh. One out on tackle 3. Green has a little look at Munster sprinting behind the line. Here he comes. The double pump. Meany gets past Martinez on Lesniak. It's the 10-metre line with 2 plays left. Hughes on the run. Can't split them. Munster sprinting to the right. Contest, up goes Warbrick. Now Smith bounces over, but there was a little bubble in there.
Bobble in there. I think it'll be a lot closer than what it first looked, but I think the ball touches the ground.
Can we just look for a knock-on in the contest or with Remus Smith on the ground?
Great work from Cameron Munster, recognising Hughes was caught on the last play, swung from the left-hand side to the right. An unorthodox-looking kick.
Yep. Melbourne kick chaser, good on the right.
Warbrick the target, over the top of Corsi. He did well, Warbrick. Very athletic, gets up above Corsi. Maybe a fraction early. Good hang time.
No hand Corsi. So it's all about the pick-up. So close though.
Remus Smith knocks the ball on. We have a decision.
last tackle, 10 to 10.
They're moving well defensively, the Warriors, even when Munster did swing on that previous play out to that left-hand side. Zelezniak jammed in, but plenty of cover in behind. Now invested defensively. Craig Bellamy a little hot under the collar early.
Came into the weekend, the Warriors top 5 in terms of defence, less than 20 points a game.
Good from the wing to the centre. Boy's been aggressive. So too this man Corsi.
He's a unit, this fella. Ed Corsi recently re-signed and earns his side a penalty.
Look at this. Look at them. Zelezniak from the far wing. They're over celebrating.
Short, easy mark, mate. Don't go over there for me. Just from here, from here.
Look, a team full of confidence, don't they, these Warriors? Dylan Walker in the 6th roll tonight. In the corner. From the heel. Closing in on halfway. For Neil Blake.
Powerful start for Neil Blake.
His 6th run already. Lussick, only the one marker. Passes though. Harris to Walker. Now Montoya, slipped by Katoa. Crucial there, Hughes around the ankles. Tavanga, again, a beautiful roll-on here for the visitors. Johnson again, the trickery. Now it's Nicola Cookster.
Wants to find a pass, Cookster.
Johnson here, down for the in-goal. Finding the in-goal. Hughes slipping makes it easy. Right, drop out.
Well, there was a number of seasons ago, and we go back a long time, where Johnson, the Golden Boot winner he was, made the almost impossible look easy. And you said it, Dan. I mean, arguably career best form at the moment. He's had a couple of beautiful touches already tonight. That one spectacular off the outside of his boot, shaped it perfectly.
The short one, although it's not all that short. And it's pretty comfortable for Anthony Zelezniak. Oh, he got away from Coates, and his eyes lit up. Warriors here on the charge. Looking for back-to-back tries. Harris. And the offload. Lussick waiting. For Neil Blake. Hughes all over him. Midway through the count, camped inside the 10. Here it comes to Johnson. Cuts out two. Magnificent. Just a thing of beauty. And it's Watene Zelezniak strolling over. Warriors out to 10-0. This is wonderful from them.
Yeah, beautiful right-hand side raid here. Watch the ball from dummy half and the pass under pressure. I just said Cookstar had to find a pass. Well, it doesn't get any better than this under pressure. They know that Olam loves to jam. And on that left-hand side, Coates follows him in. Watch the ball here from Lussick. Perfect. Out in front of Johnson. Watch this. Beautiful. Great skill. And the man with the luscious perm. He goes over at the northern end of Amy Park, but Johnson weaving his magic early. Brilliant combination with Cookstar. Great catch and pass.
You said he needed to find a pass. He didn't muck around.
Well, it was great learning from the Warriors. The fact that they went there earlier in the set, weren't able to execute, but had the nous to go back there again, and that's the genius of Johnson. This man, Craig Bellamy, awfully concerned.
That's clinical.
Brilliant. And such crispness and confidence about their attack. Their detail and their execution thorough to start the game.
Try was confirmed, so chance here for a 12-point lead. Dallin, only his 2nd game back from a calf injury. It was a frustrating period for him. He scored in this game last year. So long forgotten in amongst the carnage, but gets one here with Johnson. Making it 12 points to 0. There are some Warriors fans here, but the Melbourne portion, the Storm fans are shell-shocked.
Before the game, that man Andrew Webster, talking to Jake Duke, said what's the most important thing to beat Melbourne is possession. You just cannot give Melbourne opportunities. Well, their possession, 76% at the moment. They've got through 7 of their 8 sets to start the game. It has been an absolutely flawless start for the Warriors.
Warriors trying to go 6-2 for just the 3rd time in their history, having at least 6 wins in their first 8 games. They only did it in 2002, grand final year in 2018. So for Neil Blake, as usual, first to bring it back.
4 or 5 Melbourne defenders trying to stop him. He's uncontainable at the moment.
With the offload. Kluckstadt. They've cracked the 30 on tackle too. Harris.
Bellamy will be livid with their tackle control. They are just falling through the line every single play.
Yeah, Corey easily over halfway. Liero there with Munster. But the metres just flowing. Good Kluckstadt. That's just about a 70-metre set following points. They've got it back to score.
What a great set after points. Another great kick from Johnson, a patient one, landing it perfectly. But at the moment, the power game, winning collision. The Warriors' early offloads in the set really broke up the Melbourne Storm defensive line. And they're just charging downfield.
We are nearly 14 minutes in. This is just the Melbourne Storm's 3rd use of the ball. And Warbrick not going too far. From inside the 40. He's found some open space. It's just brilliant. The momentum change comes with one play.
That is so good. Cameron Munster tackled for, realising that even Kluckstadt caught on the left-hand side of the field for the Warriors. Plenty of space and beautifully executed. He's a genius, Munster.
Now it's Sims. Grant for Hughes. Now for Munster. Here's Liero. He gets the pass away. Oh, it didn't take long. The Melbourne Storm hit back. First chance. They do it on tackle number 2.
It comes on the back of the Cameron Munster 40-20. The Melbourne Storm have not been in this game, just their 3rd set with the ball. And on the back of a cracking 40-20 from Cameron Munster, who just rifles it into the far corner here at Amy Park. Look at this, it lands 2 metres inside the sideline. Well, it's a 45. 5 metres out from the line, it lands Cameron Munster, and then Grant, beautiful deception. And then linking on that left-hand side, it's Hughes, Munster, and then Holland just supporting on the outside. Lovely ball there from Liero, just puts it on a platter for Justin Olam. And the Melbourne Storm hit back, and they hit back in style.
Yes, you can't give them a chance here, Melbourne. The Warriors have been just about perfect.
Geez, you'll be disappointed with that Andrew Webster. Given the start that they've put together, the Warriors, they had to know that Cameron Munster loves to take those 40-20 opportunities. He had to be better positioned.
Michael, we came here thinking we might have a beauty. I think it's obvious we've got an absolute cracker here tonight.
Oh, it's on, Dan. Sydney might have just been the entree. We might be heading for Golden Point, you think?
So, Meany. Left side, he's been a touch off, but that one is bang on. 12 points to 6. The Storm get one converted try back.
What a crucial play by Cameron Munster. He always comes up with a big play when the Melbourne Storm needed his first 40-20 of the season. He returns back to 5'8" after his one-game stint at fullback, and if you can believe it, he has a 78% win record when he's playing in the 5'8" position for the Melbourne Storm, and an even better one at a record against the Warriors. 93% of his games he won against them. So he finds a man in Justin Olam, who had an unhappy week last week, HIA, sin binned as well, and levelled in that big shot you were talking about earlier, Dan, but he gets over for Storm's first try here.
Yes, he does. And it's only, hard to believe, it's only the third time this year Munster and Hughes have been paired in the halves. Round 1, Golden Point victory against Parramatta, and round 6, a very good win here against the Roosters. So Ili Katoa on tackle number 2. Changes just starting to come into this contest. Josh King. That is his first hit up. Harry Grant now linking up with Sims. Meany. He was in tremendous form before he copped a knock to the head a few weeks ago. Very good set there for the Storm as Corsi has stopped.
It was a nice set from Melbourne, that. Well put together. Almost got ugly there for Ili Katoa. There's Lussick now out of dummy half again, pinching cheap metres through the middle of the Melbourne Storm defence, and he earns his side penalty.
Flat penalty here. The third that they've given away here, the Storm. In fact, no, it's the over the horizontal.
That was the play before. This was the one from Lussick. They're deeming that the Grant, that second movement that Grant Atkins saying was a flop.
So,
Tough call.
Back here, keep coming. Contact. Christian.
Warriors now. Spreading it on to near quarter.
Cameron move! Trent Square! Hold, wait!
Just watched a bit of Munster brilliance as Sean Johnson got something in retaliation. He's been wonderful already. Well, here's Johnson switching the play. Walker getting it on. Montoya keeps it alive. And trying to barrel his way through Corsi, but desperate defence from Remus Smith. Still plenty of tackles left here. Comes to Harris. Afar. Straight into Welsh. Walker wants it. Short ball. Forward. He's already got one. Desperate stuff there. Smith again involved in the tackle on the last. Lussick does very well to fashion that kick. The weighting was perfect. Another long dropout.
Gee, what a well-constructed set from the Warriors. The early shift off the tap over, finding Cameron Munster really trying to get his defensive involvements up. And the switch of play around the ruck from Walker. And Sean Johnson was beautiful to watch. Almost came up with the try again with Ford on that left-hand side, but Lussick, nice little touch. The short dropouts on here, Dan.
And that one. Oh, and coming through was Grant. Now it's deemed to be backwards off Johnson, so it's play on. I'm sure that was the plan from the dropout, but it almost paid off. See, that's two rather unusual dropouts. Both times the Warriors have got the ball back. There's the attacking team. Oh, Fanua Blake straight through! Strolls over! He has tortured the Storm tonight. And that is unusual, flimsy Storm defence in the middle.
Dan, he's been the best player on the ground. He has been, I said earlier, he's been uncontainable in the opening 20 minutes of this game. They didn't look to start Nelson Aspar-Solomona, and he's just licked his lips and he's embarrassed them. The effort there from Tarek Sims was un-Melbourne-like, and the effort from Christian Welch, I've not seen that from Melbourne. I've not seen an easier try ever through the middle of the Melbourne Storm defensive line than what we've just seen. Just a simple little shimmy and a bit of footwork from Fanua Blake. And poor old Nick Mooney does his best here in that second row of the defensive line. And gee, Munster almost, Harry Grant almost saves the day there hitting the ball, but boy, that's soft from Melbourne.
Two big front rowers missing in the first line of defence. They're missing that tackle.
And I say that respectfully because I've admired their defensive line for so long. For well over a decade, they have set the benchmark. Defensively, Penrith have certainly come up to the mark the last couple of years, but you just don't see that from Melbourne. You do not see moments like that from Melbourne.
Johnson re-establishes the 12-point margin. So Munster comes up with a brilliant play, a 40-20 that leads to a try, but cancelled out almost immediately. 10 runs, 95 metres, now a try. Adam Fanor-Blake.
Destroying them.
This is what I think many were thinking Nelson was going to do to the Warriors. He's still sitting on the bench.
No, he's on, Dan. He's just come on. Craig Bellamy responding, putting Nelson Asafa Solomona into this game to try and get the Storm back on the front foot.
It couldn't have been far away, could it? As Tariq Sims comes off. Nelson hasn't played since round 2. It was an MCL sustained at this ground against Canterbury. They need him in a big way. Oh, there they go. The big units colliding. They're good at, again, bending this defensive line back with ease, the Warriors. Ball in there for Nickel Crookstar, but Melbourne always had that covered. That was close, but yet again, the Warriors had no problem getting past halfway. Johnson. Great deal of distance on that. And Timmy Zalesniak just for a moment thought he was going to impose himself there. So 18-6. Warriors. So good this year and might have gone up again. He's up his work rate since debuting in first grade in round 1. As Munster caught in traffic.
That's for Solomona there, just sitting out, opposing Sean Johnson. Here he comes back into the middle.
That's what they've missed, although he forces an offload, gets a... Ooh! Well.
Jeez, got lucky there, Nelson.
If you knocked it out of his hands forward, you can challenge it.
Geez, at a time where the Storm...
Warriors feed. Freddie's got the ball. Knocked out.
They've only had 20% of the ball and Nelson comes on. This was a little adventurous.
Well, they were looking for something, but that...
Come in, clock's on.
That's not the result they had in mind.
Heads in. Head in.
Webster's fairly emotionless from the images we've seen from before the game, his pre-game speech to what's transpired. You wouldn't put it past them right now to put another one on.
No, hard to know where they're going to pull their shots from here. They've hit the left side, they've hit the right side, both with success. It'll be interesting to see the Warriors and just where they look to attack here.
Johnson doesn't quite go to plan, but still 2 tackles to work with. Montoya is the 3. Walker is the 6. Here's Harris.
Very good Harris, hasn't he, through the middle.
Kick back to the middle here, and just sits up nicely for Katoa. They need a penalty. They need a penalty. That's the first for the game for Melbourne.
Yeah, that was silly from Corey. It was a really poor set, I thought, from the Warriors. Never really pulled the trigger anywhere, never really had a shot, and the kick back on the inside was just a little fancy from Johnson for no result in there. Corey just spending far too much time on Katoa. Gave Grant Atkins no option other than to penalise him. And Melbourne just catching their breath.
Well, let's take stock here. The Warriors have had 70% of the ball. They had 3 penalties to 0 until that moment. Total domination in the run of play. They've cashed in, but you just don't want to let this this outstanding team get back into it. And Nelson, another offload. This one hits the mark. Nearly almost a halfway. King. Now the defence just sits back a little. They've had one chance down this end and they score. Riera, the man who laid on the last pass for all. It was their first try. Nelson, he wanted someone running off him. You can see the difference he's making already. Oh, it's opened up here as it comes in for Meany. Great scramble down low from Harris. Good Crookstar there as forward finally. Now the kick straight to our floor. What a catch.
Yeah, overplayed it there, Harry Grant. Boy, what a difference Nelson's made. Craig Bellamy holding him back out of the early stages of the game, and it was Fanua Blake that really stamped his authority. Grant had a dummy half here, just didn't execute the kick. Didn't get the ball to the ground quick enough, and Four perfectly positioned. Great catch from the big man.
Of course, running it back here. Tries to forward Fanua Blake. Wateni Zelezny out. Melbourne's trying to roll. Johnson. Coates. Harris up there first with our forward. They've won 5 games, the Warriors. They've only led at half-time 3 times. 3 from 3 in that regard. Is on. Bumping into Lussick, who just hangs on. Forward there to help as well. Here's King. Short side, Munster. Oh, Harris again.
Starting to find a bit of room to move Harry Grant around the ruck. Looking dangerous.
Oh, he's fooled them. He fooled Fanua Blake, but again the kick is just nice and simple for the man at the back. This time it's Wateni Zelezny. It's been all Warriors, but now they're just going set for set.
Yeah, you feel just with that injection of Asfa Solomona that Melbourne have started to lift their intensity a little.
Oh, this is an opposing run until the ball comes free. Tom Arlen. Well, the Warriors had been 14 from 15 before that.
Again, gets his body through the line, and it's just this collision from around the back. It's Penne that's coming in from behind and just squeezes the ball out of his grasp. Disappointed Ali. Can't believe it. That's a timely turnover. Now, when Melbourne have had opportunities inside the Warriors' half, they've looked dangerous. This is a great test now for the Warriors' defensive line. Almost half an hour into the game.
Still had 11 minutes to go in this first half. A lot of time here for Melbourne to reduce this margin. Pass there from Nick Meany. Certainly saw him from Lussick earlier tonight. Let go also. Here's another penalty. Oh, rubbish in the face.
Get out of his face, mate.
A bit of discipline now starting to hurt the Warriors.
To give 20 metres or so. So here come the Storm. Hughes for King. King drives them back. This crowd is relentless. It's a wonderful atmosphere. They selling at AB Park. And this time, the arm of Nelson locked up near corner there. Not allowing the offload. Grant thought about going the short side. And on for Hughes, Penne. As they open up the left. And that's where Grant goes. Although it's just a barging run from King. There, Corey, strong. The kick, pinball, Walker.
See, not much seemed like a lot of indecision around the ruck for Harry Grant. He's jumping out, he's looking left, he's looking right. And I'd like to see Jerome Hughes starting to get a little bit more footy in his hands in that sort of field position.
There he is! Olam's back! The beast returns! Martinez Lesniak goes back to his position. But 1 week in a row of Olam copping this stuff was enough. There he is, dishing it out again. Saying all that, pretty good set from the Warriors.
Yeah, no panic from the Warriors and a nice kick downfield. And again, Melbourne stuck inside their own 20-metre zone, starting their set.
Many people were quick to remind me it took 2 blokes to nail Justin Olam. There's Nick Meaney. It's important for Mia Cordair, otherwise Meaney was away. Hughes loves to run. And a penalty. That's on tackle 4, so that is significant.
I think it's Jackson Ford as Hughes who straightens. You're right, Dan. A wonderful runner of the ball, just cut so hard off that right foot. Catches defenders out all the time, and that time just couldn't get his target right. Under fatigue, Jackson Ford just a fraction high, and Melbourne now starting to mount some possession down inside the Warriors' half. That balance right between Grant and Hughes touching the footy, and I think there might be some points on offer here for the Storm.
Part of that outstanding front row combination to get them going. And this is Aaron Penny. First game back in the top grade for the Melbourne Storm. Last year was at the Warriors. Hughes for Munster. Massimo Solomona, another offload. Munster fending, going backwards and losing metres. Now it's King. Not kidding about the Warriors. Getting a bit tardy around these play the ball areas. They're just taking some risks, but that's a clean play the ball. Liero shuffling it out. Hughes thought about it, then does pull the trigger. A punchback. That's going to be a line dropout, so they save that one, the Warriors.
Yeah, again, really well-weighted kick out to Will Warbrick, who's clearly the target up against Edward Corsi. There's a number of times they've come up with that little lofted kick. Warriors taking no chances. Goal line defence holding at the moment.
Melbourne really nailed their short dropouts, and the Warriors say to the Storm, we back out the fence.
3 metres in front of the line.
Do they call that up these days, do they? No option here for Ryan Atkins.
Get out of your way.
No, they should have gone for the short restart. Here's King, it looks like it is. Metre away. Liero. Grant barking instructions. He's not happy about something. Flies it out for Hughes. Comes in for Nelson running wide, but well handled. Near Corey. Johnson over the top. Grant. Oh, yes. Cam Munster. It just shouldn't open up like that. And the Storm, they get their second.
Yeah, this is just juniors from the Melbourne Storm. And we noticed it early. Nelson Asma-Solomona getting parked out on that left-hand side, opposing Sean Johnson. Here's the error. A good metre and a half in front of the goal line, and Grant Atkins having none of it. Johnson couldn't believe it. We don't often see that pulled up. But there's Asma-Solomona generating momentum and play the ball speed, and just absorbs so much of the Warriors' defensive line. And on the back of it, Grant out a dummy half. He gets it right this time, and Munster just accelerates into the space out the back of the block play. And it's Grant and Munster that get the Storm right back into this game.
It is interesting. The intent was we'll back our defence, and then it just opens up so comfortably.
Well, it's difficult when you've got someone the size and has the power that Asma-Solomona do, that when he carries the ball, you need 3, 4 at times there's 5 defenders around him, so you've got to be short somewhere, and they just couldn't adjust through the middle.
This is shades of an earlier game this year, different teams, Roosters and Souths, and it was when Maria Hargreaves came into the game along with Brandon Smith, changed everything. And there's no question that Nelson Asava-Solomona has changed the tone of this contest tonight. Meany makes it 18 points to 12. This is an enormous 4 minutes right here. If the Warriors concede again, that is devastating given their first half dominance.
Spot on. There's ground out of dummy half, picking up a man on a mission. Cameron Munster, he's had some great touches in this first half. 40-20, which led to the first try for Olam. Now he scores one himself. The man they call money, he's delivering. And you're right, Dan, how good the Warriors have been, how good their start was. They are only 6 points ahead. And the Storm haven't had a lot of possession down there. Starting to get some now, but not a lot.
You saw Munster 50th try, 4 in his last 5. Penny.
That was brave.
Let him drive him back. And gets the offload. That's ridiculous. Now Meany is put down. It's not fair. Oh, Harry Grant now. Wheeling and dealing. Here's Hughes back in field. This all came from Nelson.
2 Warriors players in trouble in back play.
Play continuing here. Meany, Liera. Oh, Owen was untouched. So was the man on his outside coach. 2 plays left. Asava-Solomona. And this time goes to ground. Munster, the kick. Looking for a start. Brilliant.
Brilliant from the Warriors.
Oh, that's Tohu Harris.
Tohu Harris left on the ground. There was a collision in back play on the back of that rampaging run from Asava-Solomona and Mooney, supporting through the middle.
Now, Tohu has had a knee issue already this year, an MCL problem. It kept him out for a couple of weeks, came back rather early. So I'm not sure that's the problem here. And we're 4 tackles into this set. Oh, no, straight off. That's terrible. Drake will be all over that, but that's so disconcerting. And they didn't even make it to their 30. Oh, now how is play continuing here? How is play continuing? Now it's Warbrick getting a facial. And that probably should have been stopped at play 5. Warriors were going nowhere in that set, so you can understand why Grant Atkins let things unfold. But here's the moment. And the other player there, Tom Arley. Well, now Melbourne in good field position, about to cross halfway. And look at him, full of running. Grant for Hughes. Cuts off.
Have to hold on here, the Warriors. Oh, there's an error.
That's huge. That makes it easier for the Warriors. And there's a bit of
Might be a
concern.
head slam here, Dan.
There's a bit of concern here. The Warriors players, Walker and Fanua Blake, were quickly in there to make sure Eric Katoa was okay.
He was taken down heavily in that swinging action. I'm not suggesting anything deliberate, but there may have been a head slam here, and he's in some trouble, Katoa.
As we watch his replay, he's getting up now. And now the trainer is he's patting his head. So Katoa, that's the end of his first half. And forward there we can see Dylan Walker is the man who might be under the gun here.
It's a head slam. How's it a head slam? Right, it's been reviewed. It's a head slam. You come out over the top. Just wait for him to get it. I don't answer good.
He's going to go.
That's what it is. It's been reviewed. It's a head slam. And you go. Then,
so Uruguay had the approval of Ellie there as Walker is
the angle
singing.
that shows that he goes over the ball, Walker, and then it's definitely aggressive, that motion towards the ground.
Well, they've had one sin bin against them. They handled that well. That was against Cronulla in a great comeback. They actually outscored Cronulla 6-0 during that sin bin period. You comfortable with that being 10? That's the discuss button at Clive Churchill Studio. And we finish here with Harlan and the team. But the Melbourne Storm now, terrific chance to perhaps square this up. And that's Bronson Garlick entering the game. Munster. Hughes. Nelson. Fenua Blake needs all the strength and the help of two teammates. Here's Grant. Munster sizing it up, now going himself. He's dangerous whatever he does. In the quarter, tidy. King! Arlair came in from the side. Neil Cookster yet again. Bad play the ball. Bad play the ball.
Gee, on the back of that play the ball and run from Asfa Ramona again, there were two Warriors defenders left on the ground. One was Cookster. They had no fullback back, and boy, they were short out to that left-hand side. Munster deciding to hold on to the footy. And on the back of it, the Warriors' defensive line recuperates, and an error from King, and it's a big one. Right on the stroke of half-time, the Storm a huge opportunity missed.
He's got, hang on, they're
trying to get the telly on.
He's gone, no. No. Surely they've got Fox League up there. When he's turning the volume up, or more pertinently turning it down.
Hey, we're packing it again. Time was called off. You can't be a lock without a second rush.
Until we do this scrum.
That's all right, mate.
Well, I know it's been a long day for many of us, many of you with the dawn service. And wonderful day at that. I dare say most of you will not be going to bed just yet, because this game is wonderfully poised.
Let's go. Time on break.
And that is the end of a pulsating first half. High drama at the end of it. It's the Warriors 18, Melbourne 12. The season started with a magical game at the Golden Point and has just continued all the way through. And who knows what we're going to have at the end of this. And Darren Pennant, some good contributions late in the first half. Dylan Walker still in the sin bin for the next 8 minutes or so. Interesting what sort of attitude Melbourne have towards that. Do they try and get a little expansive early in their second half? Nelly Cartella, confirmation his night is over. That's Bronson Garlick on tackle 3. Hughes always looking to run. To sell out here as Meany working it down the middle. So the sort of set you'd expect to see from them, 13 on 13 or 13 on 12 post the half-time break. Some of the kicking from Melbourne's have been a little aimless, but a great chase there means Corsi goes nowhere. From 3 when they've had half-time leads this year. Their best work has been done in second halves. Before tonight, they fought against -24 in the first half. Second half, +40. Anthony Zalesniak, the man playing it there, as Pompey closing in on halfway. That's tackle 5 now. To play it. Johnson into the 10, but no drama for Meany.
They came into this game, the Warriors, with the best completion rate in the competition, and they're ready to start the second half, nice and controlled, happy to win the game, win the battle defensively. Some of their line speed and collision has been outstanding. It's on now, though. Starting to press and get a little freaky and carry hard.
He almost slipped by Fenua Blake. Johnson was needed. Grant just pushing away. Fenua Blake like a big statue. issue for Neil Black there. Wasn't marked correctly. Couldn't take a player role there. This is warming nicely, this set. Here's Asfa Solomona. He's got a couple of hit-ups. Done a much better job of locking up the arm with the ball. Hughes. Contest. Oh, terrific. Nickel Crookstad. We need to find out what the latest is with Tohu Harris. He went down late in the first half. Jake Jupe, down to you.
Unfortunately, guys, it is bad news on Tohu Harris. Will not return this evening to this match. It is a knee. They think it's a re-aggravation of the MCL that kept him out a couple of weeks ago. So that is a huge blow for the Warriors in their quest to win this game.
That is such a shame. Thank you, Jake. You'll probably be tempted to keep him on the sideline a bit longer next time around, but that's for a later discussion. They'd dearly love to have him in this second half tonight. That's not the greatest play of the ball from Fanua Blake. So set for set early in their second half. Oh, Xavier. More.
The outside back's working really hard for the Warriors, particularly.
Oh, Manny, that's touch. That's Warriors ball. Montoya, a calamity, has now Ford win himself. They've got a man in the bin. Well, what a chance. And now things just settle down with Ale. This is the first tackle after that restarting of the count. There's a foul. Johnson. Oh, near corner, straight over King. King bouncing up, but he might need some attention here. Seems fine.
Time on, 2.
Okay, play on. So now Fanua Blake on tackle 3. Haven't really fired a shot yet. With Afoa closing in. Johnson on the right. Johnson and Nickel Crookstad on the angle. Delayed pass. There it is! Watani Zelezniak! Another Warriors right side clinic! And down, they extend their lead.
Yeah, no Dylan Walker, who's still got a number of minutes in the sin bin, and no Tohu Harris, who was significant with their ball playing in the first half, will step up Sean Johnson. And he did. This was the error that started it from Nick Mooney. It was a bludger of a pass, wasn't it? Look at it dipping and floating on Remus Smith, who just simply could not hang on to it. And then out to this right-hand side where they have troubled Melbourne's left edge all night. And again, it's Johnson and Crookstad combining. Great hands on the inside there from Pompey. Watch this under pressure. Johnson deep into the line. Crookstad deep into the line. And Coates jamming. Pompey, great catch and pass. And again, well, Zelezniak, he's had a clean run to the line twice tonight.
And the cameraman here maintaining a bit of courage there. He got the blow along the way.
Isn't that good to see?
There's some Andrew Webster emotion.
Well, tonight was a huge step up for the Warriors, and a lot of people saying that this was the challenge that was needed for them as a group, but also for us rugby league lovers to see where they're actually at this year, coming to what's been a graveyard for them, Amy Park, particularly in this Anzac Day clash. 70 points to 10 thumping last year, and they have came here and they have rigged the scars of previous encounters, and this man turning on a clinic.
Correct me if I'm wrong, he had one touch in that set, and it was the pivotal one. Pivotal, we're making up words on the exact day. Here he comes, Johnson. And that one across, but they'll take this, the Warriors. We've now absorbed about 8 minutes of sin bin time, and in that time, 4-0 their way. Pompey with clever hands as well. There was the cameraman, just holding his ground.
Good finisher, Zelezniak, and obviously came back into the side last week. The coach showing great confidence in Montoya, moving him into the centres, and tonight 2 tries, but it started with one of his carries as well earlier in that set, way downfield, where he just put the side on his shoulders and carried hard.
And you said it, an un-Melbourne-like error, but we have seen that creep in this year. Errors that you just don't expect from them. But look at that clock. 33 minutes and 40 seconds. This ain't over by a long shot. Johnson, early spread here in that quarter. That's the live ladder. Warriors. Not often you see them in the top 2, but this is a different team. Melbourne could be outside the 8, although very compact around that 10 to 8 point area. Ball movement in this set. Vale playing it for Klockstad.
He's been good, hasn't he? Klockstad getting through a mountain of work, had a beautiful touch for the first Lesniak try.
Oh, Johnson. He saw Grant was rushing up, but Grant does the business. Johnson just escapes in time. So Meany bringing it back. No thought of a pass here. Stuck. When he goes into dummy half, odds are he's going to have a little dart. His Coates over halfway. Still got the one extra man here, Walker. Not quite elapsed that 10 minutes as Penny just carts it up. Sweet moment for Nick Meany after a horror moment not long ago.
Yeah, and we've just spoken about just how good Lesniak had been. Well, this time, and he's, if there's a flaw in Martinez Lesniak's game, it's his defensive decisions, and just failed to hold his nerve. Had plenty of grass behind him, felt the need to jam, didn't land on the man. The ball goes sailing past him. And Coates, what skill this is to be able to kick off the outside of his right boot at pace and feed it through that tiny gap between Nickel Klookstad and Pompey and land it perfect.
Oh, let's keep an eye on Nickel Klookstad though. The way he fell, he was clutching at the right knee, so we'll make sure Jake has got a look at that, maybe just a twinge, but boy, he went down in a concerning way. Yes, that's the team that scored. That's the coaching staff of the team that scored.
You talk about the rugby league roller coaster, and well, Nick Mooney's on it tonight. It was a wild old pass down the other end of the field, which led to a try, and only minutes later, he picks up a vital try.
So the trainer's been with Nickel Klookstad. He's now gone back to the rest of his teammates. He was wrong-footed there by that kick threading through. What was the game in Sydney? 27-26. It might have some company the way this is going. 22-18. Every time the Warriors get that cushion, Melbourne bring it back.
Nice and square into the defensive line. Munster and Mooney combining. Geez, that's a nice pass from Nick Mooney. Just saw out the corner of his eye Lesniak jamming in hard. Great skill from Coates. And Nick Mooney, well, he might be important to Melbourne for a number of reasons tonight. Their goal-kicking record has been poor without him in the side, and that miss from Johnson a couple of minutes ago might prove to be a costly one.
He's very good, Xavier, isn't he, at those kicks back in field, waiting it and getting the direction right. That's obviously not an easy skill on the run.
Very good at most things, Xavier Coates.
So Walsh the first to bring it back. Josh King, well, you wouldn't know he went down like a sack of spuds only a few minutes ago. He seems fine. Drop the arrow. Good energy about this set for Melbourne. Garlick to Hughes. Now, here he goes, Nelson, and he breaks away. Somebody stop the beast. Oh, he throws a loose pass. He just couldn't quite hit with the offload. Well, they can challenge. We haven't seen one yet. So, is he saying it was touched? Or perhaps not knocked on?
Challenge over.
No, I think Remus Smith, I think he knows deep down that he lost the football, and it was a rampaging run again out on that right-hand side where they've parked Asfa Solomona tonight, a little bit wider, just to keep him on the field a little bit longer, a little bit less work to do out there. And the one-hand flick pass, well, he'd done a great job, hadn't he, Edward Corsi, just to stay around, Remus Smith there.
Jeez, he was close, wasn't it, to him?
But another turnover again.
But he didn't, Ed Corsi. It would have been so tempting to tackle there on suspicion, but he didn't do it. But again, Nelson just shows his class. But here's a penalty, another inside Warriors territory, given the easy passage out.
Yeah, he's proved a handful, hasn't he, Nelson, out on the edge. Gee, that was a devastating run. It's Craig Bellamy just not happy with the decision, not happy with the discipline of his side at times this evening. And the Warriors now full set inside Melbourne's half.
So that's encouraging for Clipstone, must be fine. Only lost to Harris, of course. The next 6 more tackles here.
2% completion.
Just the 2 Farrell completions. Vanilla Blake early ball for Johnson. And back for Ford. Here's Lussick. Been tidy. That dummy half roll. Follow the man playing. Walker on the run. Long ball off it for Jackson Ford. The grass cutter from Hughes, but here come the Warriors. And rushing up Walsh, but he can't put Vanilla Blake away. Ford gets it on, and now the big tackle for Will Warbrick. Montoya closed down immediately. Last tackle, Johnson has to back. Still, it's a decent kick, but it's Coates that makes it back into the field and play comfortably.
Now, it's important kick pressure there on Sean Johnson. Just couldn't give him time to land that where he wanted to. Christian Welsh does a great job at that, always has.
18-12 at half-time has quickly become 22-18. A try apiece. Welsh into Fanua Blake. Interesting how long Nelson's got in him. First game back. Didn't take part in that set. He's just really takes a tumble here. Warriors player who's on the ground. The evasive skills of Corsi, but it is deemed a clip. It is deemed that there was contact made.
Look at the background there. Nelson got caught up in the play with Ford. And gee, well, he doesn't get it.
No, he hasn't parted Corsi's hair with that.
And that's challenge on the decision of a high tackle. Yeah. Christian claims that he doesn't touch him.
It looks like it's going to go Melbourne's way, but can they be sure?
Just looking to determine the level of contact.
Of conclusive evidence.
Penalty for a haircut. Like he's missed it. There's a strand of hair in it. That's it.
You cannot penalise this.
So Corsi will play the ball.
There is no contact from Christian Welsh. Challenge is successful.
Okay, challenge successful. We're going to play the ball. I'll get
It looked dramatic.
This will be tackle.
It looked really dramatic, but there was nothing in it. And
you still got your challenge. Wait there, I'll tell you when.
Would have sounded interesting to Corsi, like a Mitchell Johnson bouncer just whizzing over his ears.
Swooped by Mag.
So now Tom Harley followed up on the right. So still good field position for the Warriors here, even with the penalty overturned for Neil Blake. 16th run, closing in on 150 metres. He's put the offloads away of late. Now, this is playing on here. Nickel Constant back around Asfa Solomon. Oh, Nelson careful. Nelson into Solomon. Here's the kick from Johnson. And he's a Lesniak. Oh, you're not going to let that joke. That man's over your case.
A couple of plays before that, and then we've seen a number of times.
Almost through. Totally gets past near corner. Then gets past Walker. He's brushed past 3 of them. Then he slips inside for Noah Blake. And finally the tackle made. What a run. There's now Hughes running down the middle. Gets through. Sheridan. 3 tackles left. Meany's going to have a dart. Inside, another in Sheridan there. The marker missing. The quick play the ball from Garland as Grant. Oh, they're killing him up the middle this set. Grant wants to play it. Oh, that could be trouble. 6 more tackles. It could have been worse. Welsh with the settler. What a sparkling passage of play from Melbourne. Now a chance to tie it up and maybe lead. There's Munster for Tarek Sims.
That's a good start. He might be in trouble here.
Tackle 2.
I think he's copped the hip of Tarek Sims.
Job ball, Tarek 2.
They needed that break, the Warriors, but they didn't want it this way. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's going to get the attention of the independent doctor if he's not taken off before that.
So you talk about a momentum. What about the run from Justin Long? It is... It could have saved Melbourne's night here. He's enjoying himself, the big fella. Look at this. Bang, 1, 2. Shrugging, 3, 4. Just continues to barnstorm upfield 5. And then this was the tackle there that Jerome Hughes wasn't overly happy with. It looked okay. And then the set restart. It all came on the back of the run from this man. And how often does he do it? He is light-hearted as Star leaves the field. Okay, but this will cause a Wilbury shuffle for the Warriors.
They're in trouble here with Tohu Harris out of the game also. So we haven't seen Josh Curran. Bailey Surin just coming into the game and certainly tested there defensively. So 10 metres out. This crowd is just bubbling.
Looks like Selesniak's gone to fullback there.
Hughes. Meany, they're testing him immediately. Silla Montero with Dylan Walker making the tackle. Little dart from Remus Smith. 6 more tackles. Marker's not square. Comes back in field for Welsh. He's going to set things up in the play with a bit of patience here, it seems. Okay, could have been worse there, the arrow, with the friendly bounce. Munster for Hughes, always on the run, but Field does a good job on him there. Sullivan chiming in. So 2 remain here. Back to the middle. Garlick, it opens up briefly. Oh, Ford and Fanua Blake do just enough. On the last, it's Hughes. The high kick. Oh, Walker takes a tumble, but it's a try! It's Meany! The Storm tied it up. Meany puts himself in the right place, gets the rebound. And can you believe the Storm are about to take the lead?
Yeah, plenty of character in this fight back, and there's Justin Olam just doing up his teammates, and rightly so. It all started with him downfield. It was a wobbly kick from Hughes. Does he get a touch on it, Remus Smith?
This is close, isn't it?
So it's Selesniak and Corsi, and Remus Smith. Does that left hand touch the footy? They'll review this. Mooney there, boy is he putting himself in the right positions to come up with points regularly.
Seems no doubt there's Warriors hands off it. Or is there a little brush of the fingertip? Maybe not the best night for the Storm to have the super duper slow-mo in action, as the bunker will be looking at that one.
Yeah, it's been an impressive fight back. There was periods of that first half where... Gee, that's close, isn't it?
It's close, but we haven't seen anything definitive, have we? Yeah, this is the one, because it's such a
clear camera.
They're going to check it, are they?
Confirmed.
Confirmed. You can't believe it, Andrew Webster.
Let's be fair, there wasn't any definitive evidence that we saw it hit Reema Smith's hands. Now, this is going to test their mentality. They've lost a couple of players here, the Warriors. They're about to lose the lead. They've been superb tonight, but for all of that, they're about to go down 24-22. They need to summon the nerve to restore what they built early. You cannot outplay Melbourne for 20 minutes or 40 minutes. You have to outplay them for 80. The Storm in front, 24-22. Jake Duke.
The good news for the Warriors, guys, is that Chance Nickel-Cookster has been deemed a Category 2 HIA, so he will have a chance to return to this game in the dying stages. But as you mentioned, it'll be about 15 minutes and a long time to survive against the Melbourne Storm with that major reshuffle. Talon Watini, Zelezniak at fullback at the moment, but we will keep you updated on Chance when we know more.
Thank you, Jake.
What a pick up he's been, Nick Mooney. Often playing Mr. Fix-It and out of position at times for the Bulldogs, and the injury to Pappenhausen. And he's done a tremendous job. Tremendous job.
Well, they had no problem, Melbourne and the Storm, putting him back there and having Munster go back into the 6th role. We saw last year's situations where Munster was given the number 1 role, but they know they've got quality in Nick Mooney. He's Tarek Sims.
The Storm are full of running now.
There's Munster with the double pump. Then the swivel from the arrow. Munster has to come in to help near quarter. But
Sean, you clipped him on the way over.
by
On the way around,
contact.
clipped him right.
It's all going wrong now for the visitors.
Yeah, it is. And this is a costly one. At the back end of the set now. Cora, he can't believe it. But Melbourne now, they'll be towards the attacking 20 metre zone, and there it is. Oh, gee whiz, if that's a penalty. Oh my gosh.
They can't take a trick at the moment, the Warriors. They need to hold on here.
Aaron Penier launching into them.
Warriors were getting all the penalties early, if you remember. So Regulage.
Behind the play, here he comes. The run. Almost gets through Johnson. Curran there over the top. Now Sims. Crowd can sense another one coming here. Meany didn't fall for the dummy, but then he fell off the tackle. Tavanga cleaning it up. Johnson on the last. Hughes. Now Grant taken out.
It's just a penalty. It's just a penalty. It's a grab here, but it's not. I think it bounces.
Discipline really hurting the Warriors. Late 5 kick from Jerome Hughes. They've done well to contain the set.
Here we are.
And Sirenen and Ford just, even Talanga on the inside on Grant. Take your pick. Take your pick. I mean, there's going to be a penalty no matter what.
I think Zelezniak wasn't so close to the ball. That might have given the referee something to think about in terms of further punishment. But we continue here with the Storm.
Huge set for the Storm there.
They're in relentless form at the moment. Hughes for Munster. Now Meany on the left this time. Holland.
Right in their quarters. Made plenty of big tackles tonight. This is Sims. Strong second stick from him so far. Grant.
Hughes. Siren in there with 4. 2 tackles to hold on the Warriors. Nelson. They've done well, the visitors.
centimetres short. If that's another half a metre towards the try line, coach nearly falls over. I don't think he even feels the need to throw the ball back. It was just ever so short of where Munster needed to land. Look at the fans, they can't believe it, riding every moment.
Oh no, so what's up with Nelson?
Well, it's been destructive, hasn't he, Nelson? It's been a huge return from the big man.
We've already had Tohu Harris re-aggravate his knee problem. Nelson tonight, 12 runs, 131 metres, 5 offloads.
I might just need
And an eye-catching line break.
I might just need to spell the big fella.
And he wants to keep going. Feeling they had to survive that and to keep this within a score, which they've done. Oh, there's some heavy contact forward. Never good when you're in an Asper Solomonis sandwich. Fanua Blake going nowhere. Just finding Coates on the full. Been out and about on this Anzac Day. Maybe Sydney in the wonderful game there at Allianz. Warriors have dominated most of this contest, but you see the scoreboard, it's Melbourne on top. And that's such unfortunate news, re-aggravating his knee injury to Tohu Harris. As now it's spread across field. Meany links up with Xavier Coates. This is good Warriors defence. Coates needs the help of Owen to stay in. It's a good atmosphere here when it's full, this place. Munster's kick. They let Coates take it. Oh, come on. He's too good. Well, it's got him an extra few metres here, although Antanis Alesnik, no, he can't cancel them out. Well, that little bit of brilliance from Xavier Coates now has the Warriors pinned on their 10.
That's a great catch there from him. Of course, look at the work there from Coates. That's brilliant work from Coates.
Might have been a little tippy-toe on the touchline there, but let's not take that off him. It's a good play.
More bad news for the Warriors, guys, as we see Freddie Lussick down with a bit of cramp. But Jazz Tavanga has just limped off the field here for them, and they've already got Tohu Harris ruled out of this game, and Chance Mickle-Brookster still in the head bin, so they're down a few men at the moment as they try to get back in the front.
Jeez. I mean, it's not only this game. Next week, they've got a cracker of a home game against the Roosters. That'll be live and exclusive here on Fox League, 2 o'clock on Sunday. A great game, both sides with the short prep, but Warriors look like they're going to have a couple missing. So 15 minutes left. There's Coleman for Pompey, and their quarter is just going to take the tackle. Well, it's still close here. Dylan Walker on the angle, showing it inside. Of course he did a little bit of space on the wing there, but happy to take the tackle. Johnson, hardly been down here, the Warriors. Well, it seems like a long time. Meany! Now he's away! Nick Meany, an unfortunate slip. And possibly hurt. 6 line breaks for the Melbourne Storm. None as compelling as Nelson's, but there was a beauty there for Meany. helps them get over halfway on tackle number 4. Shot down by Curran. Up top, Sirenen. Munster again kicking towards the Coates side. Coates goes up. Oh, he can't quite hang on. And now it's Lesniak flies again. For most of this night, we've talked about Warriors not able to shake the Storm off. The last few minutes, the Storm haven't been able to extend this slender margin. Now a strong burst. Right on their corner, showing what they missed the last couple of weeks. With Curran coming upfield. Holding it up. Montoya almost getting on the outside of Smith. And Smith coming back to finish off Corsi. Just can't get close to the moment with the Warriors. Nelson not in any hurry to let Corsi play. Innocuous there for Coates. And this is what the Warriors are doing in the first half, not making errors, and the Storm are just not letting the Warriors in at the moment with a chance.
You go back to that run from that man there, Justin Warren. It's been a huge moment in the game. Showing true spirit here, Dan.
Sure right. It's wonderful to have an Anzac Day clash like in Sydney here go down to the wire, which appears the way it's going to be.
The second half,
Remember, it started with a catastrophe, and it's just switched the light on for him. Now that kick has Remus Smith interested, but I'll tell you something, he's got plenty of experience in the back. J2.
He'll need to stay at the back for the rest of this match, Dan, unfortunately, because Chance Nickel-Cookster has failed his HIR.
Thank you. So down to 15. That's a pretty skinny-looking bench. This is at a pocket. Leaders, it was so easy in the first half, so tough in the second. Johnson's kick, no panic from Meany.
They started the game, the Warriors, with some really nice short passes off Tohu Harris and the footwork of Fanua Blake, but there was plenty of energy and support and push around the footy at the moment. Through fatigue and through the battle of this game, it's become very one-out for the Warriors. Munster now out of dummy half. There's some push from Hughes.
There's a strong tackle from Walker, but Melbourne now really rolling, and Grant wants to run, but links up with Munster. Munster there just gets caught up. Thumbs up.
He's had a good stint. Christian Welsh, his second one in particular.
This has been a familiar play. That's going to finally be a goal. Too big. Warburton didn't have a chance. Of course, no panic from him. Is that the little break the Warriors were craving? An extra tackle and a tap on the 20. Only down by 2. Now Cordy, stop Cole.
This is all money out. No offload, no ball movement, no short pass.
Melbourne have beaten the Warriors 13 straight. The Warriors usually... Oh, is that high? No, it is not. So the Warriors don't usually this close this late in these contests. Don't need a band-aid on that knee, but obviously looking for a bit more. That's off the ball.
Decent hip drop. His legs come off the ground. How much weight do you have to put on? There's not a lot there.
So this is 45 metres out.
Second four.
And that's it. So the bunker has had a look and is satisfied.
Sorry, mate.
No action necessary. Nelson with a little there.
Mark is up!
If that was pulled up, Mick, we would be in trouble. Yeah. 2 tackles left. Nothing would surprise me. Tom Allen. Johnson. Geez, they've done a great job of washing up on him in the second half. Giving him the time and space and last plays.
Yeah, again, it was Christian Welch, the leadership, the experience of Christian Welch, just knowing how important Sean Johnson is to the Warriors, and in particular his kicking game in the second half. And again, he was racing out the line.
Jake Duke, down to you.
Really tough news for the Warriors, guys. They are now down to no players on their bench because Bailey Sirenen just came off for a HIA, so time will elapse before he can return to this game. And then I've been told that Jazz Devanga has been ruled out. They are concerned it's an Achilles injury, which could be long-term.
Oh, jeez. What was such a promising night is turning into a filthy night for the Warriors, but there's still a game to be won here. If they were to win from this point with no one on the bench, it would go down as one of their greatest. They're only down by 2. Some of their great moments as a club have been in Melbourne, on Anzac days, in finals.
There's the walk and wounded for the Warriors. Throw in Toru Harris, who was brilliant to start the game. And Charles Cookstart, who's out. Also failing a concussion test. But the character that this Warriors side is showing here on Anzac Day, the ticker that they're showing down on troops, the resilience, the toughness, they're in the fight.
And they still have the bloke in 7. Here is Johnson. 4. Who is Tyrus Jackson? 4.
Getting to their kicks. Johnson testing them with high and low kicks.
Desperately need a mistake. It's been a long time coming here. Melbourne have been very disciplined in this second half after throwing away a try essentially to start things off. There's Cohen trying to make an impact on Welsh. No one on the bench. We've got players like Bugsy Afoa and Tom Arler. They're 25-minute players. They're being asked to dig a lot deeper. And this should be an easy one. It is for Tennis Alesnia. Have they got a game breaker in them? Have they got the energy?
Well, Johnson's their man. He's the one that they'll be looking to. He combined beautifully with Dylan Walker in the opening half. Their outside backs going to work here, but they're going to need a little bit of ball movement or an offload, something to break up this Melbourne Storm defensive wall.
Straight into King. And that was Liero there as well. Inside the line. This is something. Walker. Again, the numbers just there now for Melbourne. No chance for Montoya. So Walker, well, he gets a spiral on this. That's as dangerous as we've seen. Second half, and it's allowed to bounce. Hughes is back there.
Johnson now too, meets him physically. The 2 number 7s for the line.
Great contact. Melbourne Storm, 5.5 minutes away. But still work to be done.
through the Pompey tackle. There was no one on the inside. He's upset Justin. 2 tackles left. Harry Grant. Welsh doing here at this stage. Although he's a bit offload of Welsh. Last tackle. Not anymore. It's the last. Grant goes for the line. And Watene Zelezniak gets over. But Grant gets over. It's the Storm's night again. All the Warriors have been brave. But the Storm have so much class. And it's Harry Grant who surely puts this game away. And it all started from this.
Yeah, what a night he's had, Cameron Munster, stepping up in all the big moments when his side was in disarray early, a 40-20 that led to a try, and moments later stepped up and scored one. And with the game on knife's edge at 24 points to 22 for such a long time, and the Warriors bravely holding on, it was Cameron Munster that put the foot down. And on the back of it, the crafty Queensland number 9. And he burrows and he twists out of dummy half in the fight one-on-one with Zelezniak, wrestles his way out of it and wrestles his side towards a courageous victory.
Look at the desperation on Watene Zelezniak. He tried everything.
Gee, they haven't lost any admirers tonight, the Warriors. And look at Craig Bell. Oh, you're in front, Craig. You're home. You're all but home.
I love those images on that. You've got to give it a name. You can't just call it the Super Duper slow-mo. It's exclusive to Fox League and it really does get some clear images. 30-22. You're right, Mick. No one thinks any less of the Warriors after this tonight.
They've been brilliant, and I think they've shown, look at Craig up and about. Yes, he knows how important this win is on the edge of the 8th and up against the Warriors side who have been sitting high on the ladder all season, 5 wins to their name.
So here's a record for Harry Grant.
Stay behind.
Track for their 5th win. Still 3 minutes 40 to go. The game changed so much when Nelson Asima Solomona arrived.
8-6 at one stage, the Warriors led, if you've just joined us, and it was a little perplexing the fact that Bellamy had put Asima Solomona after being named to start back to the interchange bench because Vanilla Blake was running right. It was all the Warriors. And you're right, Dan, it was the injection of Big Nelson off the bench and Cameron Munster stepping up, as he always does in the big moments, that proved the difference.
And now Munster's kick. Cuts. 2 of them back there in the corner. Comes down there.
Time off. Time off.
This is in the
Time off to get the penalty. Tyron, off his head, mate. Off his head. Off him out. Man challenge.
And it's not just the fact they've lost 4 players, it's the quality of the 4 players they've lost. Toru Harris, Chance Nickel Quickstep, Jastavana was great.
Really on him, wasn't he?
He was absolutely superb. And then you throw in Bailey Surinan as well to make it an empty bench. By the way, Melbourne tonight did something they haven't done all year. That's win a challenge. Oh, none from 6 before this game.
Tyron Wishart is around the neck and uses a grapple tackle. Challenge is unsuccessful.
Come on. Come on, challenge.
This is the team that won Cronulla, and they absolutely dead and buried only a few weeks ago.
Sean Johnson penalty goal. And right at the death, it actually got them in front.
Christian Welsh coming off the ball. He's had a good second half, the veteran, the captain.
Just hanging on to Liera.
Johnson. Terry Zalesniak's pass in the quarter. That was the stuff that was just destroying the Storm in the first half. They've got numbers there now. Blake, Hughes rushing up, but
It's a cul-de-sac. The commitment from the Storm
has been superb. Now the kick, but Warbrick has it covered.
See, that type of set that the Warriors just put together was what they needed probably 10 minutes ago. Plenty of ball movement, plenty of moving bodies, and gee, the tackle from Liero, fingernail stuff in it. He almost got on the outside had he have done so. They might have been back within two, the Warriors.
Touched on the Warriors. They've got the Roosters next week. Then Panthers in Magic Ground, Saturday 3 p.m, 5 p.m. for all of you watching across in New Zealand. So it's a testing couple of weeks. Obviously, some key players look like they're going to be missing. Melbourne have a bye. We don't see them again until Magic Round. The match of the Saturday night session, that's against South. So Melbourne South, or South Melbourne, will be the 7:30 Saturday night game. Oh, Tammy Zalesniak taken off his feet. So Grant with a room there to end the night. Harley's been prolific with his extra minutes tonight.
Here's a run from Pompey. The Warriors finish in style. Hughes has got sights on going down the other end. And that is the ball game. Warriors fans, you have so much to be proud of. But the mighty Melbourne Storm, they've still got it. They can still overcome deficits. They can still stamp their authority on matches. And Harry Grant, that's a nasty one. That might need some stitch work. What a fabulous night it's been on a fabulous Anzac Day of Rugby League. Full time, Melbourne 30, the Warriors 22.